Do you love the Premier League? Because I know I do. And here at the Footy Culture, we are here to bless you with an exclusive discount from our friends at Fubo TV, where you can stream all the Premier League matches live in 4K. Do you love watching Heung-min Son, Bukayo Saka, Manchester United? All of that is available to stream exclusively here in Canada on Fubo TV. So hit our link in the bio for that exclusive offer. Now let's get into the action.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Footy Culture. I'm here with your boys, Dave.
What's up? What's up?
James.
What's up?
Chris in the clown suit. Matthews. Matthews and Jay, and controlling the keys tonight.
Peanut crew. You know
Peanut
what
crew?
it is. You know how
What's
we
up,
do
fellas? It's a little bit of a mix-up today. We're gonna try something different, but
Playing musical chairs.
musical chairs. I guess I'm the winner.
Jeez.
But let's start it off with, I guess you can say the highlight of the weekend, the match of the weekend, what could have been a really decisive match for the Premier League, but ended as a draw. The Liverpool versus Manchester City match. What are you guys' thoughts? So
Not much, to be honest. I thought Dave was going to start
Where to start?
because you're wearing the only Premier League jersey.
1-1.
Yeah.
City score first. Right? And then
Yeah, they
tying
basically
up.
did a corner taken quick in Trent's
Oh,
own
yes.
backyard, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
yes,
man.
yes.
Bro, I felt some type of way when I seen that happen. I was like, yes.
You get triggered a little bit?
Revenge.
A little bit triggered.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
it felt good seeing it happen to Liverpool.
Yeah.
It was definitely a set piece created in training, because you can definitely see the way Ake was pushing the defender away from Stones, and Stones is alone. Like, good opportunity, well taken, and again the substitute keeper, what's his name again?
Ortega?
Or no,
Kelleher?
Oh, Kelleher.
Kelleher. Just didn't expect it, but good ball in, and yeah, the game started off 1-0 from the start. It looked like it was pretty even. Like, Liverpool came out strong.
They were
Mhm.
pressing.
Came out strong.
Yeah.
They did not give City that time to hold that ball, keep possession, kind of control the game. But Liverpool played pretty well from the start. And again, that goal was unfortunate. But hey, it ended up going into a draw in the 50th minute with McAllister penalty. Well deserved, you think? Ederson coming out like that?
Yeah, that was crazy. And then Ederson got injured,
He
too,
hurt
which
himself
sucks.
like an idiot.
It's
Yeah.
a double L there, right?
That was a bad pass back from Ake,
Yeah.
which led to that, obviously, that happening. But good for Nunez to actually go in to get that ball and try to make the best out of that opportunity. And look what happened, penalty. Ederson, coming out like that. Sure, he's prone to coming out sometimes in a poor fashion,
Yeah.
but which led obviously to the penalty and him getting injured. Obviously now for Brazil, leading into the international break.
It's not the goalie anyway.
Alisson's out
Alisson's
too.
injured, too, bro.
He's injured
so-
too. Oh,
yeah,
He
man.
did the backup goalie.
Alisson's injured too. So
Oh, shit.
we saw Ortega come in again, have a good half of the game there, but obviously letting that penalty, which ended up tying the game. But yeah, what do you guys think the game ended up finishing off there?
I think this was one of the better Premier League games of this season. Might have been the best Premier League game of the season so far. But these were the two best teams in the Premier League going. I know people are going to say Arsenal, but these are the two best teams in the Premier League. They both had a couple of injuries here and there. But do I think this should have ended up in a tie? No, I think Liverpool should have won this game, because I know we were going to talk about it. The McAllister
Penalty.
should have been a penalty. The guy got Undertaker big boot to the chest.
That was wild.
By Doku, and nothing. I feel like this got called in another game, and I don't know what game it was, but I don't want to really say it, but it should have been a penalty. When you get a cleat to the chest, I know it wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't that crazy.
But there was an intention to get the ball.
But
no?
weren't there
Yeah.
some other angles showing that the ball hit off McAllister first, which ended up hitting obviously Doku's ball? But that being said, if that is outside the box, that's a foul instantly.
Yeah.
No ref will be even considered looking at
And
it
a
or
card.
anything. And the
Yeah.
card. And what's the high foot rule nowadays?
It should be below.
Does it
above
have
the
to
waist.
be like literally hitting someone's head? Because that foot's high.
It was almost
Like,
like
I don't care if the ball is even like near you, but it's still a dangerous play.
Yeah.
Even when players go for a bicycle kick, they get yellow cards without, even if they hit it or not, because again, it's a dangerous play, can injure someone. Ball there or not, you get the ball first, but you still get a boot to the chest.
Yeah.
The World Cup final, didn't Xavi get that to the chest
by De Jong?
at the young? But I don't think the ball was
That
received
was
there. That was blatant tackle.
Yeah,
that was a blatant
It's
tackle.
a little different, but still.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
But-
that had a lot more fire on.
But
it.
you know what I mean? Like, that should have been a penalty.
I think so.
And deserved for Liverpool, because they had many opportunities Luis Diaz could have like 2 goals that game.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
was like cooking at the end of the match, but the end product was not there, bro. Like he was putting Walker on strings, just beating his man every time, and just couldn't put it in the back of the net, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he's been getting meme though.
He has been.
Who, Diaz?
Actually, his dad.
Yeah, his dad's
Because-
going crazy.
Because obviously his dad got kidnapped, right? Unfortunate, of course. But everyone's like, there's been jokes that like, oh, like it's good, like it's maybe because he's mad annoying, because he's just been causing a ruckus everywhere he goes.
He's been going wild, on the trains, in the gym.
He's like drinking with like random fans.
yeah,
right? See
he's
that?
having a good time. Which means, I mean, fair play.
Diaz or the horse pops.
His
His
dad.
dad. Yeah, his dad's
See-
having a good time.
I feel like he's not to that level, but Taylor Swift is for the NFL.
Yeah, low key.
Like every time that there's opportunities to catch him in some kind of reaction to anything on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that he's become a meme, but
He's become
obviously
a
with the
little bit of a
story that
celebrity.
he's had in the past, and obviously his son playing great football, but he is a little bit more reactionary than expected from a parent supporting their child in the game.
I know. I rate it. Do it, man. Do it, Pops. Do it, Pops Diaz. But no, Diaz looked like Messi with that dribbling with a slight Chelsea Torres finishing.
Jeez.
What?
Wait, what?
Chelsea Torres finishing.
So couldn't
Messi
finish.
dribbling?
What is Chelsea Torres
Because he
finishing?
couldn't
mean?
finish.
Okay.
There you go.
That was a crazy comp.
No, it wasn't Messi dribbling. It was like more.
Yeah, Salah got
Chelsea.
subbed in later into the game too. Didn't see really too much. I think he also had one opportunity.
He had that one nice through ball
Yes.
To
Oh,
that
to
he played
Diaz.
to Diaz and then to Nunez, but then I guess like it just didn't come off afterwards. But that was a great chance that they had too from that Salah through ball, and Diaz just put it wide.
Salah
Okay.
did make a difference when he came on.
Oh yeah, for sure. You expect Liverpool were obviously missing some key players like Konate. They're missing Trent. They're missing to an extent, I guess, Salah as well because he came on a little bit later, and Alisson as well. But so were City. City were missing some players as well. But I think that's where you see that
Who were they
that
missing?
City squad depth
Who are they missing?
is what you see there.
Bro, City had
City
like a
missing.
full,
They
full
had their full
strength,
lineup,
bro, pretty much.
Strength up.
Yeah.
Everyone was playing, dude. I just looked at the lineup.
Pretty much
I
Gala
think
11.
this was good. This shows you how good Liverpool is as a
Grealish maybe.
team. Grealish.
Grealish,
is
no.
not
They,
starting,
they had
bro.
their best lineup out
Foden
there.
was playing. He's the best player in the Premier League.
Who told you that?
Everyone's saying it.
You could say Grealish instead of Alvarez could have started, but besides that, like
Yeah.
pretty
Tomato,
much
tomato.
pretty
the
much
same
Gala
type of
11.
thing.
Do you
Yeah.
guys think Liverpool don't have enough PR? Like they're top of the table, no, or second?
they're second.
Just about, but they've consistently been around the top of the table in the Premier League, one of the best sides in the league. I feel like they're not getting like this worldwide recognition. Like I just seen for the first time today that Endo is like having like a fantastic season, Like no one's really talking about them a lot. Like on a worldwide like scale. Is it because they're not in Champions League?
Plays a factor.
Yeah, I think it does because I think when you're in Champions League and you're putting on those performances, it definitely draws more attention. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of people were talking about Arsenal last season and they weren't in Champions League, right? I think Liverpool, is a team that a lot of people like to hate, especially in the Premier League. So I feel like because of that, a lot of times their players don't necessarily get the respect that they deserve. And then even when they're winning the league, they still have bare haters. But no, I definitely think that they're mad underrated. I think a lot of people into the season weren't giving them the respect that they deserve. I think Klopp is obviously a fantastic coach, and he's shown what he can do. Right, he's brought in some smart signings. He spent a little bit of money, but it wasn't a crazy amount of money. And considering the players that he's lost in the last few seasons, like it's been impressive what he's been able to do with this side. And I still think honestly, like they have a really good shot of kind of winning the league. I know they're 1 point back of Arsenal right now, but considering they only have to really worry about Europa League and the Cup, they don't necessarily have that big Champions League tie to worry about. So I think that's going to help them, especially as the season goes on.
No, you know what I think they're missing to have that PR? They need an English forward or like mid superstar.
You think?
Yeah, because all the other big teams have that to an extent, at least historically.
Yeah,
Like-
you're right.
Rashford, Saka.
I feel
Foden.
like even like a team like Spurs has more PR than them.
No.
this
Yeah,
moment.
man, maybe.
No.
Madison,
might.
Madison's been the star boy.
He's been playing well, but I think Liverpool, they still have Salah, and I think Salah garners a lot of attention himself. But no, I think you're right. Like if you look at the last Liverpool sides, they had Stevie G, who always kind of brought that attention to the team. Where right now they don't really have that. I mean, really the only, I guess, person that you can say draws a lot of attention as English is Trent.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's always that debate of
Defender.
whether he needs to be. But I do
He didn't
think,
play,
yeah,
right?
that maybe that forward piece or more attacking midfielder can help their PR a little bit. But
Like, think about it. Liverpool are more popular when they weren't winning leagues.
yeah,
When Gerrard was in the team.
But the thing is,
When
like,
Sturridge was up top.
people were talking about the Liverpool side because they were the banter team, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going through their banter area, and obviously
Nah.
people are gonna bring that up and meme about it and make jokes about it, which is why it seems like more people maybe were
Yeah.
talking about it.
Nah. Disagree.
Yeah.
Disagree. Like even like Man United, Rashford gives them bare PR up front. English forward.
United always have that PR though, because they're just that team that the news outlets know if you post about United, you're getting clicks, you're getting views, you're getting that engagement, because United are just a team that everybody loves to follow, and a lot of people like to troll too, right?
I feel like Liverpool might be a more so older generation of fans than like other teams. Like you don't really see like I know we're in Canada. You don't really see too many like young Liverpool fans. They're more so like Arsenal, United, City now, Spurs even. I never see Liverpool unless it's like an older guy. I feel like it might be a little bit like that in England, and this is why they're getting more clicks on things like United, Spurs, because they have those younger rowdy fan bases. Now, Liverpool might take another step back once they lose Klopp with this clout, because Klopp is probably their second biggest name on that Liverpool side,
And he's not even a player.
and he's not even a player. Like he gets the second most eyes towards that Liverpool team behind Salah, maybe Van Dijk or Trent behind that.
It's because I think another thing too is you're not seeing that like obviously Salah is a star player. He was also out for like 2 months early in the season because of AFCON and his injury. Besides that, Nunez isn't really week in week out striker. Even though he's having one of his best seasons, Diaz now is starting to perform a little bit more, but the midfield is kind of lost. It's not the same as it used to be, right? They're starting these new young players. Same thing as in the back end. You kind of have just Van Dijk carrying the back end as well, where you're kind of rotating defenders. I feel like there just is missing that like star player that is aside of Salah. Maybe because he is Egyptian. Maybe he's kind of not fallen off a little bit this season, but he's not being as consistent as he used to be.
Telling you guys, an English player would change that. Like 90s, they had Fowler up top.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2000s, Michael Owen up top. Stretch that after Stevie G, not striker, but forward, dynamic. Like if Liverpool had an English superstar forward, they'd be the most popular team in England, for sure.
It's true.
Most popular team?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know, bro.
100%. They're already
Yeah.
second.
Like
You
you're
think
saying
they're
like,
second most popular in England?
Yeah,
No.
You're
Yes, they
saying,
are.
You're saying if,
No,
like,
they're not.
but, like
Who-
if Harry Kane
it's
signed
literally
him,
stats. Who's the most second popular team?
You don't think it's Arsenal?
No, over Liverpool.
Really?
That's crazy.
How would you rank popularity though in
Most
terms of what?
fans.
Most fans?
What fans from Liverpool?
What's that?
What other country has like big Liverpool fans?
I said in England.
In England, yeah.
I'm
no, in
thinking-
England,
I'm-
yeah, probably Liverpool. In
I'm
England,
thinking
they're
global.
Yeah,
they're huge.
Liverpool are
I'm
massive.
talking global.
But I'm not.
But
But then that's why you're saying that. But you're saying why don't Liverpool have good PR because it's not as a global brand as the other.
I would
teams.
say they're a pretty global brand.
I feel like Chelsea.
No,
has
they
more-
are, of course.
I feel like
they
Chelsea
I don't
and
think-
Spurs has more global brand than them.
No,
Can't say
Low-key.
Spurs don't.
there's more
Not
Spurs fans
Spurs,
in North
dude.
America than
Oh,
are
that's
Liverpool
more
fans.
North America.
in North America, but the rest of the world?
But that's a big.
What about
that's a big
Asia,
factor.
That's what
Africa?
most people take a look at.
No.
Yeah.
No, but
Dude,
Chris,
Liverpool is huge in
it's
Asia.
it's an interesting thing you brought up. You don't at least from RPOV, you don't really see young Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
Like you don't see like youths wearing Liverpool kits,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know why.
The English fan base also needs to have someone that they can relate to, right? Growing up with.
Yeah.
So in order for an older fan, like again we mentioned, we had those players who grew up watching Gerrard, and so on and so forth. Now, again, English talent, you don't see the younger players looking up to players. Now they're looking at Rashford, they're looking for Foden. What teams are they on? Saka. They're top midfielders who they're playing for. So I guess the PR is not there for them where they need to kind of get that English talent again. But there is, Harvey Elliott, who is English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jones.
The right back, I think he's Irish though, right?
Connor Bradley.
Northern Irish. Yeah.
Northern
Yeah.
Irish.
Yeah, they definitely have some good young players, but I don't think yet those guys aren't at that kind of top tier level for PR. For PR at least. I think Harvey Elliott, he was great that game against Man
Yeah,
City.
he
He was fantastic for Liverpool, but I don't think he has that PR yet. I think you definitely need that player to come in and kind of carry that PR load for Liverpool, because other than Salah, they don't really have anybody else who's kind of a global figure, right?
The thing is, Liverpool, these English players on Liverpool will never become like this huge face for Liverpool unless they're like a star player for England.
Yeah,
because if they were to, that's what I was saying. If they were to get Harry Kane, as I was saying, like a star player such as a Harry Kane, yeah, Liverpool would probably be one of the best, the biggest teams like in the world, just because they have that star English player, like you were saying, a forward. But they don't have that. They have their star players an Egyptian forward. They have Harvey Elliott. He's talented. He had that knee surgery that he had that kind of pushed them back a little bit. He's coming back into his own. But yeah, until they get that star player that starts for the national team, besides Trent, like a forward or midfielder, as Jay said, Liverpool won't have that many eyes on them compared to other teams.
100%.
fair.
So the table now is Arsenal first with 64 points. Let me just confirm.
Yeah,
that.
64. Liverpool
Liverpool
also
is
on 64, but Arsenal have the better GD. Then City 63, Villa 55.
Yeah. And Villa ended up losing this weekend against Spurs.
They got smashed, I think 4-0 to Spurs.
4-0.
Spurs are kind of getting back into form as well. I think they have a game in hand as well on Villa, I believe. So that'll be interesting, because if they're able to win that game in hand, that'll put them right back in the thick of things for Champions League contention as well. Obviously battling with United there as well. So
yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough one at the end of the season for a lot of teams, but there's still 10 games left. I think 10 or 9 games left, which is a lot. There's definitely no certain winner yet, because again, for those that are competing right now, it's gonna be, I guess, just the top 3 really. Arsenal, Liverpool, City.
Yeah,
Do you guys think? Who do you guys have really, just quickly?
Liverpool
As of right now, Liverpool.
Liverpool. For the reason that Liverpool played so good against this, like you said, Matt, this is a gala 11 of Man City. There was no one missing, and they had so many players that came on afterwards. For them to do what they did against Man City with a lot of injuries, main players injured too, man, Liverpool's winning this. And they have Klopp, bro. They're gonna win it for Klopp.
Yeah, I think that Klopp end of season.
I told
last
you, man.
season.
That's the smartest thing he could have done was tell him now. That's why Barca's winning the league too. Watch.
Doesn't work. It doesn't work for every team, but I think that definitely plays a part. And hey, I predicted Liverpool to win from August, and I'm gonna stick with my guys.
I also think Liverpool, not because they're the best team. I would say they're pretty tied with. They're pretty close to City. City's still the best team, but if there is trouble in their locker room, as we saw with De Bruyne getting pulled off early,
Yes.
then they will not go on to win this league. And this could see either, if Pep and De Bruyne are actually in bad blood, this could see one of these two parting ways.
Did you expect otherwise in terms of the way he reacted? Do you think he reacted properly, or you think it was a right decision for Pep to take him off?
No, you never take off your best player in a big game like that. These are the players that could change a game like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty stupid. I know Pep's like in his own head. Oh, if I do this will, but like he overthinks things too much, and this is one of those things that he's just overthunk way too much. You keep De Bruyne in that game.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, you can't take out your best player in a title-deciding match, right? Like, this possibly costed them the point, right? They only came out with a point. Maybe De Bruyne could have done something, fed Haaland through, like, with a final ball, and then it's 2-1,
Yeah,
right?
because as soon as De Bruyne came off, Haaland didn't really see much service. Like as
I
soon
think
as
he only had one touch or two.
yeah,
touch
like
in the
as
box.
soon as De Bruyne came off, like Haaland was just pretty much an extra player, just kind of roaming around out there. Which I mean is concerning too if you're City, right? Like if one player comes off, now all of a sudden your star player can't function. It's like, Liverpool obviously did something well to minimize Haaland as a threat.
I'm gonna be bold. Haaland will never win a Ballon d'Or. Never. He's gonna have, not necessarily path-wise, but he's gonna have an Ibra-esque career, where it's like, generational impact, very popular, polarizing player,
A lot of goals.
but no Ballon d'Or and bad nation.
Yeah.
Not too many tournaments he'll play in. No Ballon d'Or for Haaland ever.
Interesting.
This was one chance, and
Yeah.
they couldn't give it to him.
The only thing I can say is that football is changing. World Cup has more teams now. The Champions League next season is going to be this now new season-based setup, which might benefit them in a way. We'll see how it works. And then there's obviously going to be this Club World Cup tournament that's going to be upcoming in 2 years.
World Cup.
Like some of these players that are obviously world class and at a high level that don't see that nation of representation because of the nation they're from might have those opportunities now. And again, like these World Cups are gonna be so massive that whoever's coming out of that World Cup as champions, I don't know, it's gonna be hard to predict.
Yeah.
I think this just makes it harder for like shit countries to win the World Cup because they got to win that many more games now.
Yeah, but it gives them an opportunity to be able to be present in these big tournaments.
No, they'll be present there. Yeah,
Which is pretty big.
Gives them,
Yeah.
Get some good money.
And I think you're going to see some fresh teams. And like Dan said, like a lot of players that maybe wouldn't have had the opportunity otherwise to make an appearance in the World Cup will be able to kind of get a few games under their belt. Maybe they're able to score some goals, put themselves in the map a little bit more. And I think it'll be good for those players, right? Because like imagine if, let's say, for example, Ibra, Sweden, were able to play in a tournament with more teams in a World Cup. And he was able to make some noise in a tournament like that.
And again, this whole Ballon d'Or, I don't want to get too into it because we always talk about it a lot. Ballon d'Or talk, once Messi and Ronaldo are out of the game, it's going to be back to where it is going to be, just quality and
it might be
number based rather than just
be a little bit
just
more
just favoritism,
yeah.
compared to favoritism, because then you're going to really start seeing the new generation coming up top, and that's when it's going to go back to actually seeing which one actually performed the best.
Yeah.
Or again, Haaland deserved it. Like we can't, no one can deny it. But once hopefully Messi, once Messi is obviously moved on to the next chapter in his life, these players, anyone, Haaland, Vinny's, the Mbappes, Bellingham's, are definitely having more of a level playing field than the rest of them. But again, I didn't get your guys' predictions. Who's going to win the league?
Man, like the way I see it is Liverpool have like the perfect story written up for them to win. Like Klopp announcing he's leaving at the end of the season, not the deepest squad depth, yet they still end up producing results pretty much every game day. And players injured and substitute players stepping up. But I have belief in the Gunners and Arteta, bro. I got belief in the Gunners, bro. I got belief in the Red, man. The way that they've been playing this season, man, has been impeccable. The way Arteta's been getting these players to ball out, phenomenal. And they have the most goals this season, the best GD this season.
I've seen
They've
it
been
before.
slapping teams up the past couple games. I know they did choke like a 12-point lead last season, I believe, but I don't know, man. I think it's different this season. I think Arteta and his men will get that Premier League
because
title.
they have a winner in their team now.
And what they have that Liverpool
Havertz.
don't, an elite six. And a team needs an elite
Put
six in
some
order to win.
respect on Endo's name, dog.
He's not elite.
What do you mean? We just bossed the midfield against Rodri, the
He's
best
no
player
Dex,
in the world,
bro.
apparently, dude.
He's no Dex.
I don't know, dude. Put some respect on Endo's name. I'm not taking that Endo slander.
Bro, Dex got like over 10 GA, bro, as a six.
Not all about GA.
Not all about GA as a
Even
six,
then,
man.
he cleans it up too, doing his job as a six,
Nah.
as well as getting goals too.
Nah.
Some would say a la Rodri.
Nah. Rodri's not their six.
Yeah.
Jorginho is
double
more of a
pivot,
six,
yeah.
dude.
Nah, bro. Give me McTominay, bro.
Come on, mix
Nah,
it
nah.
up.
Also not, so that's a false nine.
But no, that's a good argument there. I think obviously they have Rice has made a big impact in that squad
No, he's been great.
for sure.
I'm just trying to see the Gunners win Premier League.
Shout out
Another
21.
Gunners, another Gunners.
But no, City. It's inevitable.
City. Oh,
Yep.
damn.
So they'll go 7 titles in the past 6 years, is what you're saying.
Easily. Not hard.
Farmers
Not hard to win the Premier League.
The Farmers League.
Farmers League in it, yeah?
It's not hard,
Actually,
bro.
you know what? This year I kind of rate it. This year it's actually pretty damn good.
No, it's
good.
fun to watch. It's
It's
always
good.
fun to watch.
There's been a
but-
great title race this year. 3 teams in the title race. You can't complain. Right? Even if City do end up winning it, which they might.
Even the top 4 race has been good.
Yeah, it's been
No,
good
I
stuff.
want to say one more quick thing.
No.
To touch back what we were talking about. I give about extended World Cup.
Give.
I'm not trying to see a Tahiti get in the tournament and lose 10-0 every game like they did in the 2013 Confederations Cup. It worsens the quality of the tournament.
It does.
Yeah,
it
no, I
does.
agree.
I don't agree with the
So what? Should we just have
Expansion.
it like 10 teams then?
No,
bro.
Like Euros were hype when it was like Euro 08, Euro 2012. It was 4 groups. That's it. 16 teams. They even extended that already. It's
Yeah.
24 now.
Yeah.
16 teams. The best of the best.
Yeah.
This is the Premier
But
tournament.
you know what else?
This isn't
was-
Europa League.
You know what else was so hyped and was so sick to watch? A team like Costa Rica in that World Cup. See how far they went.
But they're making it regardless
But
of
that was an
extended
old.
teams.
That was an old
Morocco,
format.
seeing
Though.
how far they went. Yeah, but I'm saying you're gonna see more teams like this, probably
No, but
having some good stakes.
Yeah, but
no, but
then
those teams Like literally the two teams you mentioned, Costa Rica is an elite CONCACAF team. They're making every World Cup usually, no matter what. Morocco's one of the best teams in Africa. They're gonna make it no matter what. I'm talking about a nation like maybe Mali getting in, maybe these Oceania nations getting in.
And then you see a team like Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, and look how huge that story was.
But they
make it all the time.
I'm saying, but you see some small teams like this, teams that
these aren't small teams though. Saudi Arabia is one of the best teams in Asia.
There's I think a difference between the teams that you're talking about and the teams that Jay's talking about.
The thing is, we see upsets happen regardless of the competition the team's playing, right? And the thing is, like with the added teams coming in, you're gonna have like random players like Harry Kane having the most goals ever in a World Cup because he's putting 10 against Tahiti,
care about
bro.
Brazil's stats and Pele's stats. That's all you want, bro.
Okay, I get you like Cinderella, like it's nice, it's good for the storybooks.
It's too much stat padding, bro.
My question,
like this isn't a Disney movie.
My
bro.
question here now.
This isn't all about stats. This is about entertainment, and let the small teams
win.
win.
a team losing 10-0 is entertainment.
No,
Bro, let these teams have a chance.
Yeah, but
To
they gotta
lose 10-0?
deserve it.
At the end of the day, we all, like we said, at the end of the day, we all know what teams are gonna make it further. So just let it happen.
No, but a team getting a slot just because of the extension doesn't mean they deserve it. So Oceania is probably getting like 1 or 2 more slots now. That means that Tahiti's getting in. Maybe like a Samoa, a Fiji. Like these teams are getting slapped 10-0.
That's huge for their country.
No, here's another
Congrats,
thing.
but they don't deserve it.
These top countries, you know how like what was the last World Cup that Germany got knocked on the group stage?
Mm-hmm.
That won't happen anymore. The top teams are making out of group stages no matter what.
Not necessarily.
Yes, no matter what. There's gonna be so many bad teams that every good team is gonna have at least 2 bad teams.
Yeah, but
That's
wait,
the issue.
So you're saying it's gonna be more,
So it's better than for the big teams.
it's gonna be more predictable than
more
basically.
predictable, easily.
At least in the group stage, but then maybe that sets you up for better knockout football.
Exactly.
It does,
What
but
happens
like
when like last time when Germany got knocked out?
it's more
That
fun.
was fun.
It's fun seeing Germany get knocked on a group
Wait,
stage.
you just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, Loki, you did.
You did because you're saying these new teams, they get a chance to prove themselves. So Germany gets knocked out on the group stage.
In his eyes, in the way he's seeing it, wouldn't you rather? Because seeing all the teams are gonna make it farther, so wouldn't that make it more sense for you if you want to see Germany go farther?
No, I don't. I like seeing these big teams get knocked out early. It's fun.
Okay, then
Because that means there these other smaller teams, like not too small, like a Denmark or like no, I'm just saying like a
Denmark are a pretty big
not
team.
small. That's why I said a little bit smaller. Like they're taking out these big teams.
you'll still see it happen.
But then you're seeing teams like Norway who don't usually make it, who hasn't made it in a while.
Yeah, but
Well,
like,
good.
world-class-
Then they don't deserve to.
The world class striker.
But it's called the World Cup for a reason. It's the best teams in
he's
the
a
world,
world-class
bro.
striker. So
Yeah,
why
but
can't
Norway
he be
are
a team?
trash.
yeah, it's only like him and Odegaard. That's it.
Just because they have one world class player doesn't mean they deserve. Look at George Best. He never made a George Best never made a World Cup.
If he was now, he made it.
But and his team would have
And
got
maybe he
his
would've
team would have got
Maybe he would've
sauced.
shined.
But do you want to see the best players in the world get absolutely destroyed in the World Cup?
It's hey that might be worse for their legacy.
They're not
Yeah.
going to get absolutely destroyed.
I know they won't get destroyed, but they're going to go to the World Cup and like what? Not win a game?
They can win games.
I feel like
no, like look at Mo Salah, world class. His international pedigree right now, because all the World Cups he went to, he got trashed, bottom of the group. Like he has no international legacy.
Even
now.
AFCON too, bro. Like in the mud.
there's 2 things I want to say about this. Adding these extra slots to some of these continents benefits the game as well, because now you're seeing, say, some teams in South America where you can say is probably one of the most competitive continents in terms of the qualification to the World Cup. Now you have the 2 extra teams that are coming in who are in a way better than some of the North American teams that are making it into the round because they made it top 3.
Yeah, of course.
Comparing it to Jamaica or Costa Rica, no offense to obviously anyone watching or listening, but Colombia, who didn't make it last World Cup, or Chile, can probably easily have knocked out some of the teams that are making it to the World Cup last season. But just because of the way the continent is placed and how some of the teams are qualifying, some of these teams that are obviously in a good side can't make it through, which you are going to see now. I don't necessarily think that all the teams that are going to be making these extra spots into the World Cup are going to be shit or poor. Some of these teams are going to be a good quality teams. But this also gives an opportunity for some of these smaller teams to now make a more focus and more country work into developing their sport. Because if now some of these oceanic teams are like, shit, we can now qualify for these World Cup because there's extra opportunities. Let's invest and grow this sport here, knowing that we have that opportunity. Before, sure, we'll go and get knocked out easily because Australia or New Zealand are gonna go through either way. or whoever's part of that oceanic region, even North
Yeah.
America, or even South
For example,
America.
Canada, like we weren't making World Cups before. Now that we're starting to make World Cups, you're seeing more investment into the Canadian football here. in the
Yeah,
country.
I think like
Barely.
if
I
you're
don't think that
if,
had to do
barely.
with that.
But
yeah, if
those,
you're
but,
looking
but
long
but this,
term.
but these
Marketing
changes
itself.
are gonna take time. Where in
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
not gonna take
years,
a year or two.
a couple years, fuck, you may not see Germany there anymore because some of these other teams don't have those opportunities where they're growing, their leagues are growing. It's just a part of the change, right? They both have their positives and their negatives, but
That makes
again,
sense.
they're
Yeah.
it's different. It's going to take some for a lot of us to get used to because
Yeah.
we don't like seeing change in some of the games, and it sucks because there's going to be way more football being played.
There might
Now
just be
more
a lot
than
more
ever.
games that you don't watch. You know, those games like,
Yeah.
there's World Cup games today. I don't know if I'm going to watch any of these games today. But like we said, I think it's going to be more interesting when the good games come in the knockouts. I think you're going to see all the strong teams there. Then maybe you have those teams that sneak through that maybe you wouldn't expect to make it through. Then you're going to have some real Cinderella runs, right? I think it's a positive change. Obviously, I don't really think there's any too much wrong with the system currently. But I mean, more football is not necessarily a bad thing for some of these teams.
Yeah, just keep the celebrations going.
Um,
Lions can cheer more a little longer.
I think this just makes the game way more boring. Group stage is one of like some of the games I look forward to seeing the most, and this is just going to bring it down a level, as well as qualifying. Qualifying now we're going to see like it's
Look, you're qualifying anyways in Europe. It's
It's-
boring as hell already.
no honestly,
You guys are
even though
fixing San
Italy
Marino.
didn't make the last two World Cups, but watching them like
And whose
strugg-
fault is that?
Okay, but listen, watching them struggle to qualify, like it,
I loved it.
exactly.
I loved it. I
So
love
you'd
watching them struggle.
No,
So that's why I would
qualifying.
love
You just proved my point.
I love seeing big teams lose. Exactly.
In the
Imagine you're
Proving
qualification.
his point, bro.
In the qualification. So now that they don't have to qualify, because there's
They
going to
still
be
have
more
to qualify.
opportunity space.
yeah, but okay. What's the difference? Qualifying and World Cup, the same thing. I like seeing big teams lose. If they're gonna if Italy lose in the World Cup to North Macedonia, that would make me.
I was only about to say, as much as I hated watching Italy struggle, the people around the world loved it.
Mhm.
So that right there shows the joy of seeing struggle. So now there's not going to be there's way less struggle now. There's going to be way less struggle.
smaller
for
stage.
the-
Not
Imagine
necessarily.
that in
Yes,
that
there's going to
bigger
be way
stage.
less struggle now.
No,
Imagine
but
that in a
back,
bigger stage.
back to your point, though. That game against North Macedonia, for example, it was a one-game knockout.
Yeah.
Those can happen in the World Cup.
Exactly.
Okay, but I'm
Well, it's one game.
And that's a bigger stage, the World Cup.
Yeah, if anything, it's just taking what it's doing really is taking those games that would usually happen in qualifying and
Exactly.
putting it in the World Cup.
Exactly.
okay.
I think the thing is we're maybe getting a little too crazy with what kind of teams we think are going to qualify for the World
Yeah.
Cup.
Yeah, I guess
I think,
San
like,
Marino's gonna qualify.
At the end of the day, I think
Oh, there's
it
so many
really
good
depends on
quality
how they kind of do it. I do think that there's going to be some teams that say in Oceania and maybe some of those regions that don't have as many quality teams where maybe you'll get one or two more Skeef teams involved. But I think in a region like Europe where you always maybe have one or two teams that don't qualify, you're going to get to see all those teams that would normally qualify plus those kind of sleeper teams that still are able to qualify. And I think it's just going to give you some more exciting matchups and some more eyes on fresh talent. I think that's going to be one of the exciting things is maybe we're going to get to see players that we wouldn't get to see normally playing for some of these smaller nations. Maybe they're still playing in their league and being able to display on the bigger stage.
100%.
Well,
We'll see how it is, man. This
Yeah.
I like it.
2 years coming up real soon. We'll see
be
how
there.
that stuff.
You will
But
see
we've seen it already in some continents how the game has changed a little bit where the competition is growing and then you can see the teams that are kind of qualifying and have that opportunity to really show.
Yeah.
But moving on, I want to talk a little bit about La Liga. In one player in particular too, and for Real Madrid, Arda Güler, goal for Real Madrid. I think they won 4-0,
2 own goals.
2 own goals, but
Crazy.
good result. And good for Güler. You know, coming out of his injury, looking really strong. I know you Barca fans are still a little butthurt about that transfer.
I looked past it already.
We have the better left-footed player, anyways.
Yeah, facts.
Ooh.
And
That's crazy. You said who? I said who?
yeah, but you're supposed to have both.
I'd rather take one or the other.
but just in La
Who
Liga,
actually plays?
La Liga in general, we can talk about even Yamal performing, and you guys even mentioning that he's going to be put through the ringer with his performances and having to play a lot of minutes. And obviously, you've been speaking about a lot of football that's going to be coming up for a national team. He's going to be a big star as well. What are your thoughts? Give us your thoughts.
Pressure creates diamonds.
I've heard this before.
Pressure creates diamonds.
I don't
and,
know, dude.
Crazy
And
injuries
We're
too.
seeing a world-class player in the making, another Lionel Messi. Best
Okay,
player.
relax.
I've heard this.
There's nothing that excites me more in this world that tingles my little,
fancy.
than a Yamal on the ball cutting into his left and just seeing him rip that top left. It's beautiful.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Are you in school?
Yeah, I'm just being respectful. How long till he gets to number 10?
Probably next year.
I don't want to see it happen. Thing is,
You know it's gonna happen.
Fati's loan, I believe, ends for Brighton this coming.
Yeah, they're gonna ship him
summer.
off to Ajax or something.
I'm not sure if he's gonna stay with Barca. Possibly. The thing is he gonna want the 10 back? Is he gonna be given the 10 back? And if not, who else would be able to take it, right? Because I'm not sure if Yamal can be registered with the first team until he's 18. If I'm not mistaken, because he's 16 right now. So
So you think once he turns 18, he's getting the 10?
well, it depends who has the 10 at that point, right? Will they want to give it up? But if there were someone to give the number 10, it's tough to give it to someone so young. But for someone who's pretty much becoming the face of your club at such a young age, also a Spanish player too, it would make sense, right? But the 10 is too much pressure, man. We saw it with Fati, right? Like, he was given the 10 and, didn't perform up to expectation. But that's to be given because we saw the 10, such a legendary number. We saw that with Messi in the past. And
Dino.
if anyone deserves to take it now, it's definitely Yamal.
Yeah. That the 10 at Barca is like the 7 at Man U.
Cursed?
It's a curse and a blessing. It's hard to live up to the hype.
Nah, man. It's just a T-shirt.
Yeah?
You think so? But that
Put yourself
brings a
in
lot
that
of pressure.
position, bro. What do you mean?
Pressure is like
A lot of pressure, man.
pressure is playing in front of 100,000. Pressure is when you have to feed your family, and like wearing a T-shirt isn't pressure.
So you're not getting
I mean-
nervous wearing the number 10 for Barca?
No,
Come on.
I wouldn't get nervous.
You get nervous before a men's league game.
I know I don't.
Come on, bro.
I don't.
Come on, bro.
No, I
Don't make me expose, bro.
expose what? I don't. There's nothing to expose.
All right, bro. All right.
I think he deserves it. Number 10.
Deserved, yes. But how long until we hear this again?
So he doesn't deserve it
The
anymore.
next Fati, the next Yamal. Yamal is injured. This, that. Pedri's already out of the consistent amount of games being played where he's getting injured as soon as he's getting back in return.
So is Gavi.
Gavi as well hasn't been on he's been in a part of a long injury now for a couple weeks, right? How long until we see Yamal now being transferred to a loan spell and seeing the next player come up? And do you guys see another player really coming into the squad and taking that 10 as a big profile name?
Barca don't have the money, man. Like, they got to give it to, like, a Masia product of anything, right? And Yamal's that guy, right?
I don't know,
Just
man.
tough, man.
It's gonna take
16-year-old.
one injury.
Yeah, but now you guys are just wishing injury
we're not.
on,
It's-
man. It's like,
We're just
Yeah,
going
they
off
are,
of
bro.
we're going off of past players that had the exact same thing. Fati, Wonderkid, was probably the best Wonderkid at Barca. He was supposed to be the next Messi, and what happened with him? Tears, whatever, ACL. Pedri, huge talent, played 70 something games in a year, maybe more.
Shout out Coleman.
And look at him now. He could barely get 5 games in a row.
I say shout out Coleman for that. He played Olympics for Spain and the Euro.
Yeah.
That's not Coleman's.
Also played a lot of La Liga games, too.
That's not Coleman's fault, though.
La Liga games?
La Liga
That's the
games,
majority, no?
You expect your best player to play every La Liga game.
As well as Spain.
At that
though.
age?
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't need to play Olympics and Euro. He could have picked one, but that's not Coleman's fault.
Maybe he thought Olympics was probably like a big award.
Neymar probably got in his year, man.
Neymar?
I called him.
Olympics is a big award, right?
No, yeah, but you play one. You prioritize one.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Especially because Olympics is after the Euro. So
Yeah.
he just went in there mad tired. Everyone saw the photos of him in the lineup. His eyes had like bags under them.
And then went right into the season,
yeah.
right? So he didn't really have.
He had a
Like,
one-
vacation.
He had a 4-day vacation in
Yeah.
Ibiza. That's it.
Yeah, it's
What do you mean, bro?
But that's how it works when you're young, bro. You just want to play as much as you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And you
Nah,
don't
I don't want to play that much.
you don't realize the repercussions until later, right?
Yeah,
I
mean,
give
you've
about
seen him
playing.
now.
Hey, that's you, bro.
Yeah, this guy rather sit on the bench and give money. That's crazy.
Yamal's been playing every single game though, pretty much.
Well, he asked
Well,
to.
when-
Rafinha hasn't been turning up.
When he's your best player, bro, like him and Kubarsi, bro, like, it's tough, man.
So then,
Double-edged sword,
so
bro.
all I'm gonna say is I've heard this before.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say it's surprising to me how like there's always world class players coming out of Barcelona.
Are they world
I
class
don't hear any
players?
teams-
All I'm gonna say
I don't
is
hear any teams from Juve and Darwin world class players coming out. of
ELDs?
Barcelona.
all I'm gonna say is I haven't seen
Yeah,
a
then you know
16-year-old
the ball.
player with this level of ability, this IQ, this ball carrying ability, the ability to work magic with his left foot. I haven't seen a 16-year-old player with this kind of ability since, I don't know, Rooney, maybe
It's a big show.
No, for me,
You saw Rooney at 16.
Everton, bro.
Yeah, you were watching Rooney at 16.
Yeah, bro.
They
don't
see-
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. For me,
YouTube in it.
he's the best 16-year-old since Pele.
What?
You
bro?
watching Pele?
No, based off performances.
What?
Messi wasn't doing this at 16.
No,
He was doing this at 17, 18. He wasn't doing it at 16. But I'm talking about at the age. That's the argument. At the age.
Okay,
It's
but
not who cares. That's what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Yeah,
Okay, leave that.
Who cares?
You're being a little bit of a brat.
I want to talk about Juve,
no, but
man.
who cares if he's 16 or 17? It's a year apart.
It's a year of experience.
That's different.
A lot
bro.
happens in a year.
You didn't start. You didn't start at 16, Messi.
Start at 15, Yamal.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. He started earlier. If you gave Messi the same thing, you'd be.
Messi made his debut at 16.
Yeah, but was he getting game time like this at 16?
No.
Why not?
He had
could've-
Ronaldinho on his side.
on his side.
No,
Ronaldinho's
like,
left
in
wing.
his side, he's not gonna be the main guy. Yamal has no one.
Yeah, but who
What
was
happened later on?
yeah, but who was right wing? Ludovic Gulli.
no, I'm not. What?
Ludovic Gulli.
No, I don't know who's right. I'm saying like he's not gonna be that main guy because Ronaldinho was there.
Okay, but you can still get in the team.
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
different
but Yamal-
position.
Okay, but like they were actually.
Look, who is it? Who is in Messi's place? Ludovic Gulli. If you're a generational phenom, you should bench Ludovic Gulli.
But he was a generational fiend.
But he didn't bench Ludovic Gulli at 16.
Because maybe they were actually smarter back then and realized, hey, let's not run him to the ground.
Maybe.
I guarantee you they were.
That does put it a little.
But that is just my opinion. He is the best 16-year-old I've seen
That's fair.
Have you? Yeah.
That's fair.
since Pele.
Because they don't really come up very
Never
often,
seen
right?
Pele.
They don't really come
I
up
know
very
I
often.
didn't, but based off what I know about what's been done, obviously I didn't watch him.
How
What the
about
heck?
like, I don't know. I don't want to just name out names because I don't know when they had their debut. So I'm just
You name a name, go.
No, I don't know.
You had one in your head.
No, because I don't know when he debuted. So I'm not
Who?
saying.
So just say
Who,
who. We'll
Mbappe?
tell you no.
No, I was gonna say Ben Arfa, but I don't think it was 16. It was
Ben
like,
Arfa?
yeah, at Lyon.
No.
Hazard. How old was he?
What?
He was old. He was like.
Hazard was like
You
19.
said Ben Arfa?
Dude, no one was
Leon.
coming.
Come
No
on,
one.
someone's playing for the best club in the world.
Dude, no one really comes up at 16.
No,
17 is like
that's why
more.
I literally
For him
said
to
that.
do it at one of the best clubs in the world is massive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This isn't Lyon.
Yeah. No, it's
Hey,
definitely
Leon was
definitely
good,
impressive,
bro.
but
Look at the pressure he
it's
has on
gonna be really like what can he do?
But it's
going
against
forward, right?
Mallorca, bro.
Mallorca Copa del Rey
Did you see his
finalists.
goal though?
And wait, who's saying that Barca's the best team in the world? Why are we saying this?
Who's
right
saying that?
Okay, he said that, but it was
now? They're not even top 10.
no, an elite club though. Like
Champions
you're comparing Lyon to Barca. Like
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
yeah.
what-
regardless of Barca's form right now, it's still the stature.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
fair, that's
but
fair, that's fair.
This Barca that he's playing on right now, he could be the main guy because they have literally no one.
Okay, when Messi debuted for Barca, they were still kind of in ruins. Dino just got there.
Yeah, I guess. But like I said, who knows how they managed their players back then?
Yeah.
It was Rijkaard gaffing. He wasn't the best gaffer.
Okay, but like he probably still knew, hey, let's not run this guy to the ground.
Yeah. But obviously,
Well, I don't know, I
it's
don't
hard to compare. Two different eras, two different teams, two different players. I think at the end of the day, you don't want to put that much pressure on a kid.
Yeah.
But if he has the talent, he has the ability, he's making impact, he's gonna play, right? And I think that's gonna be the biggest thing is how can he continue to develop as he gets older, right? Because who knows, his kid's probably still gonna grow in terms of height.
Yeah.
He grew
Right.
a couple. He grew a 1-2
Right,
last couple of
we've
months.
seen
More than that, like four.
we've seen that happen with players too when they're coming on the scene young, like Kai Havertz. When he broke on the scene, he was small. Couple seasons, and he's 6'4", 6'3". He's huge, and now he had to kind of reinvent his game. Something similar happens to Yamal. He's still getting used to his body. There's a lot of things that can potentially change. It's true.
No, what if he turns like? What if he's like a 6'4" beast and like can't even run anymore?
That's what I'm saying. you don't know, right? Like what's gonna happen, right? But I think he's had an impressive start. But let's see how he continues and how he grows and how he adapts his game.
But speaking of dual nation players, we saw a man like Brahim Diaz, who some people would have thought would be representing Spain, representing Morocco now. How crazy is that? What do you guys think about that? Did he make the right decision?
I thought this was supposed to happen like a while ago when he was at Milan, because I've been hearing rumors that he was supposed to play for Morocco at the last big tournament, but I guess he ended up not doing it or sticking with Spain. But I guess it finally happened. He figures that why not be a star player at a country, then be probably a bench player realistically
For Spain.
At Spain.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Is he good enough to play for Spain?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
yeah,
They don't
not
even-
to start though.
yeah, but
Also, they
no,
starting.
not to start.
Yeah,
but
no.
again, he can definitely have rotation because, again, there's lots of football.
It'd be great super sub.
Lots of football, and he's having a great season with Madrid. Again, he's not sometimes starting, again, coming off the bench, but surprisingly, a weird change because I think he could see some minutes,
No, yeah. for
and
sure.
again, a better opportunity to win a trophy in that nation. Seeing some minutes, you have to be the star player, but
He'll probably win a trophy. He might.
with Morocco, it's tough.
He might push them to an AFCON.
AFCON, right? Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting move. But I think it could be good for his career, right? Being able to play big minutes for your nation, I think, is always better than having that, oh, am I going to get selected
Yeah.
type thing. Because it's been how long now, and he hasn't got selected for Spain. He had great seasons with Milan, never got even a call for Spain, right? Where he was even playing, right? So it's like he's probably thinking to himself, okay, what more can I do to get in the Spain team? I'm at Madrid now. I'm doing well.
He's wasting his years.
Am I wasting my years? Like, do I want to make sure that I'm kind of in this Morocco team now to get ready for a World Cup, right? Because World Cup's just around the corner. You want to kind of get yourself assimilated with the team, assimilated with the gaffer, make sure you have your spot to be able to play in that World Cup. Because at the end of the day, it's everyone's dream to play in a World Cup.
Mhm.
You don't want to kind of go into it with that uncertainty, like, oh, am I going to get called for Spain? I don't know. I might not get called for Spain. And then you miss your chance of being able to play in a World Cup.
It's crazy because at 24 years old, he's played for Madrid, played for Milan, played for City. He's a La Liga winner, Premier League winner, Serie A winner. He has 6 trophies, a regular at Real Madrid now, 192 career matches, and still not enough for a Spain call-up. Insane.
So
Yeah.
now Madrid fans don't have any juice when they try to compare to Pedri, Gavi, because he's not benching any of those guys on the Spain team.
Yeah. I think a little bit of that could be too, that kind of playing out of the league at such a young age too. I think that plays a big part of it too. I think we see it with English players all the time. And I think it happens with a lot of nations more than we see. When you're not playing in your home country from a young age, you don't kind of have that same attention and eyes on you. Maybe you're not getting that same visibility from the national team gaffer. And we can see Diaz went to City at a young age, then ended up at Milan, right? So he never really got a lot of eyes probably from the Spanish gaffer because it's let's be honest, it's more effort to go out and watch those teams where maybe there's not another Spanish national playing in those games. But if you're playing in La Liga, chances are there's another Spanish national that gaffer has his eye on. So you have a good performance, you'll catch the eye, right? So I think that's always going to be tough for players to kind of catch the attention. Look at those English players that play out of the league. Look at someone like Tomori, was playing for Milan, was on that title-winning team, and still wasn't getting calls for England too, right? So I think that maybe plays a factor in it too.
Does that show maybe that Milan don't have PR internationally?
Maybe, bro.
Low key a little bit, right? I think maybe that PR in general has kind of be fallen off a little bit. But at the end of the day, that it shouldn't really have that big of a factor. At the end of the day, like if you're doing your due diligence, you should know if you have a talented player playing in a top 5 league. It's not like he's playing in Slovakia, right? You're playing for AC Milan, Champions League winners.
Just a
Like,
call-up.
yeah, exactly. Not even saying he needs to, be a star in the team, but even just a call up, I think is warranted. But no, I think he'll do bits for Morocco, and I think we've seen how exciting Morocco can be.
Yeah, they got a good generation coming
A
up, right?
good generation coming up, a lot of young talent,
They'll be in their prime.
and I think too what we're seeing is a lot more players, Diaz aside, choosing to play for their African roots. Right, I think we're seeing it a lot more players committing to Morocco, a lot more players committing to Algeria as well now. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with some of these African teams because truly they play exciting football and they have a lot of talent in those teams. They're just oozing with talent, some of these North African teams.
Okay, so how long until an African nation wins the World Cup?
Still a minute.
Time.
Never.
Still a minute. Because at the end of the day, if they're still a quality player and one of these national teams come calling first, they're going to still go.
Yeah.
They're still not going to be like, I'd rather stay here and try to make something out of my nation rather than comparing to where I can have that opportunity now to get something with the players that I'm going to be playing next to that are obviously at a higher quality. And even looking at some players, like you said, that are making that transfer back or transition back to some different nations that are not smaller, but, smaller teams, smaller nations in general. I don't really see that connection. Williams going to Ghana doesn't play the same when he plays for Bilbao.
Yeah. Not with the same.
Because there's no passion there. I don't know if Diaz is gonna go to Morocco and start, having that passion. The guy's Spanish. The guy is Spanish. Bred, born, played in Spain growing up, everything.
Yeah.
He's Spanish.
I think Morocco and Spain have more connections or similarities than Ghana and Spain, to be fair. Like, they're very close to each other. A lot of Moroccans end up playing in La Liga, so maybe it's a little bit closer of a connection. But no, I definitely see what you're saying, and I agree. It's definitely going to be tough. I think the African teams, like, they're just not as well-rounded as some of those big teams in Europe and South America especially. Where you have that full complement of players,
It's about the experience too, man. You're looking just having to travel to Africa to some games. Right, and you're playing in Europe, you can literally just travel to where you're at. And not for anything, but facilities, the pitches you're playing on, the environment you're playing in. Sometimes playing in Africa can be dangerous. Not for anything, like a bomb man going there getting sick. There's factors.
Another thing is, like, I know we said a lot players are going back to their roots. But name me one player besides Koulibaly that could have made both their national teams. So like he could have made France and he could have made Senegal.
Diego Costa, Spain and
But
Brazil.
he did make both. He did make both. That was just, I don't even know. That's like a random one.
I would say
African.
I would say Mahrez.
What was his other one?
He's born in France.
France, yeah.
But the thing is, like, these guys are playing for the countries they're born in usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these French African players, like, they're all born in France. And, like, the players playing for these African nations, they're usually born
In France.
in France. You think?
So, yeah, so now I think more are.
Like Koulibaly?
But they're born in France and maybe they're just not able to kind of make it that final push. A lot of times they're usually representing France in the youth ranks, right? Under 17, under 19, under 21. And then it just comes to where it's that final push. And then now you're dealing with players that are experienced, have been in the side for ages, and you can't make that final push. And you just say, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to go play for.
There's a lot.
It's always like that.
Could not make that.
I
French
hate that.
He couldn't, but he's a quality player that in a different decade he could have made that French squad.
I don't know. He fell off hard, man.
At the time, he was pretty good. In his time.
I hate the age-old debate, man. Like, France isn't France. Germans, like, these players aren't German anymore. Like,
It's like this for every country.
Spain, these players aren't Spanish anymore. Like, they are.
They are, yeah.
All these players are born and raised. All of them. All the French players, all the Spanish players,
You just have immigrant parents.
all the
bro.
German players. Like, they just have immigrant
Yeah.
parents.
It's just the way the world works.
Like,
Yeah.
Everyone.
it actually cheeses me.
Yeah. But I want to go back to Brahim Diaz really quick. Do you think that he didn't make that? I was about to say France squad. Do you think he didn't make that Spain squad because he's like a 10 and they don't really play with a 10? Do you think it's just his positioning wise, or do you think it's just because he's not good enough?
That's definitely a cheeky factor.
Yeah.
Because I don't see how he would fit in the squad because he's not
A
that
winger.
great on the wing.
He's been playing good for wing and
He's
at
all right on
Madrid.
the wing. He's better behind the striker though.
But on the wing, what side? Right wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old starts over him, bro.
No, I don't think anybody.
Or,
Was,
yeah.
I don't think anybody was saying he's going to be a starter, and maybe that's why he chose to go the Moroccan route, because maybe he just didn't see a way that he'd be starting in that Spanish team. But I think he would definitely have a role off the bench, like
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
I don't see how he wouldn't have a role as a super sub. Yeah,
Would you rather come off the bench for Spain or possibly be like a star man for Morocco?
star man for Morocco.
Yeah,
I guess that's what he chose, right?
Yeah.
He was probably
I'd probably take
sold that
star man.
idea, right?
Because at the end of the day, Morocco aren't a team that aren't going to compete. We've seen them now compete in the World Cup. We see them compete in AFCON. They're always a team that are going to be able, now they have a good quality gaffer and they have some talent coming up. They're going to be able to make noise and compete in some of these tournaments. So why not be the star man on a team that can compete? Obviously, he has ties to the country. How strong they are, we don't really necessarily know. But there's a reason why he made the decision, right?
I rate it. I back it.
I just think he just saw how Morocco did in the last World Cup. Didn't Morocco beat Spain in the World Cup?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a little bit of a
cheeky of him.
not few. You didn't take me, so I'm gonna go.
No,
take
they
you.
didn't do that as expected in the AFCON.
Yeah,
Like,
AFCON they kind of
orders.
fell off a little bit, but I
Those
think
are good AFCON.
I think it's always tough for those. You never see the teams follow up the next tournament they play after that crazy run.
Yeah.
You very, very rarely
course.
see it. It's just kind of the way it is. The kind of hype dies off. You're running off adrenaline a lot of times in those tournaments, but Morocco are going to be a neat little side for sure.
Cool. let's segue into some Champions League. And speaking of Barca again, they got a big matchup tomorrow against the one and only Serie A 2022-2023 champions, Napoli.
Yeah, it's champion versus champion, right?
What do you guys think?
Say Xavi versus champion.
Champion versus champion.
Me personally, I'm very nervous about this game. Barca don't have the best record at home. Obviously, they're not playing at the new camp, which
They're not playing at home.
technically not playing at home. Their form's been decent as of late. Won last game, tied the game before that, won 4-0 before that, and then they obviously tied Napoli 1-1, which could have been 1-0, but one silly error led to Osimhen scoring.
Yep.
But yeah, the question is who's gonna start? Is Yamal gonna start? Is Rafinha gonna start? I feel like Xavi's gonna start Yamal based off of his form, obviously. Thing is he gonna start Inigo again and make that same mistake? Is he gonna start Kubarsi, who's been, in form as well too? So me personally, I feel it's gonna be very even throughout most of the game. And then I think throughout the end of the game, I feel like it's gonna be 0-0, extra time. And then second half extra time, Napoli's gonna come in with a dagger, bro, and end it for Barcelona and put a knife in all the culers' hearts.
Can't believe you say that with a straight face. I don't know how your butt's not clenched while you say that, because
Maybe it was. How do you know?
Might have been, bro.
Yeah,
You
that
can't
chair.
see it.
the amount of disrespect I just heard there is crazy.
Why is that disrespect? Just
This guy
being real.
just talking about how good Yamal is playing. Look at him, he's a superstar.
Fada's been going off
One
too.
thing he says about him about this game. You think he's not gonna be able to control that wing?
He didn't last time.
Who's covering him in this wing?
He didn't last game.
Who's he coming up against? Napoli?
Depends on who they play. It might be Mario Rui.
Rui, maybe?
Rui.
Oh,
He's
Oliveira.
cooking
Oliveira.
Rui. I'm
He
sorry.
didn't last game.
He's cooking Rui.
Bro, last game he didn't do anything.
Okay,
He had
that's
one shot in that.
game.
No, he had a few shots last game.
Just like strikes.
This is
He
a
had
different
one
game.
good. He had one good chance.
This is a
That's
different
it.
game, brother.
That's all
Not
you
the
need.
Same thing every game, buddy.
Is this one
When
in
you watch
Naples?
football or what?
Is this one Naples?
No,
watch
Matthew just
football?
said it's in Barca.
Oh, it's in Bar. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't
Do you
hear
watch football? He didn't do it last game. Oh, so he's not gonna do it this game?
that. Oh, you guys.
This guy thinks like
you're
it's
just
the same
me
thing every
riding
time.
so hard. It's
No, it's
insane.
you hate Barcelona.
He's 16 years old, man.
Yeah, exactly.
underage.
He's 16 years old. He's better than any player on your team.
And if he scores,
Let's
he'll
not
be the
get
youngest
crazy.
player ever to score in the Champions League.
If
He hasn't scored yet? I thought he scored already. Oh, shit.
Damn.
here we go. The
Watch.
Fs.
Barcelona is gonna destroy Napoli.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
Make
gonna.
a bet.
It's gonna be
Make a bet.
2-0.
They're not gonna. They can't even destroy teams in La Liga. Now they're gonna go
Yeah.
destroy
It'll be
Napoli.
2-0, don't
Just
worry.
calm down. They can't even
2-0
score
goal by
more than a goal against
Lewandowski and one
Mallorca.
goal by Lamine
It's
Yamal.
crazy that you guys are literally preying on your Champions League hopes on a 16-year-old.
I don't see Man U in
That's the
Champions
fate at this
Well,
point, bro.
Bro, start
No,
going
it's
to other
talking-
teams. We're talking
yeah.
about your team right now.
League. I'm just saying the fact.
You're literally just putting all your eggs into one basket.
Yeah.
And then that boy is named Yamal. Lamine.
And he's world class, goated.
For now.
My Wonderkid, bro.
I wonder, kid, exactly.
So you're saying a loss on their end?
I think so, bro.
I'm saying we're winning.
Jay?
I got a bad feeling.
I got an easy win.
For who?
Barca.
Oh.
Easy.
I was just checking. I don't know.
Easy.
Why?
It's gonna be one of those like Cinderella performances.
Cinderella.
Like, what you think? You think it's gonna be like a thrashing?
When
No,
was the last
no.
time they had a Cinderella performance?
No, it's gonna be like a 2-0-er.
That's what I said.
Like they're leading for like a good amount of time actually, and then a dagger at the end, like just to kill it off.
Like a Ferran Torres?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So who's starting that midfield with no Frankie and no Pedri? And
Light-
obviously no Gavi because he's been injured.
Light work.
Christensen?
So is Sergio
Gundogan?
Bomberto getting that
No,
starting spot?
Christensen, Gundogan, Furman.
You don't think he'll do the 4-man midfield?
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
Why do you switch it up? It worked against Napoli the first leg.
Yeah, you worked, you'd say.
I don't think it worked. I think it was
You
just
don't think
barely
so?
working.
No, it's gonna be
That car was
light
barely running.
work.
Yeah, I think you're at home. I think you have to go for it.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
you
You're
gotta
not-
really
you're not.
you gotta put your foot down and control the game, right?
Mhm.
You can't really go defensive. I think you did that in the first leg to make sure you can go home with a chance to win at home. And I think you have to go for it. If you don't, you're kind of showing weakness.
Yeah.
As we said, isn't this a fake at home?
Yep.
Still at home.
Is it at home?
It's at the Montjuic, bro.
Still at
It's not the
home.
actual home.
Spain.
I
Still
can
not
tell you
really.
one thing: it's not a Napoli.
Yeah.
None
Well,
Italy.
All of
right, what are your
Barca's
stats?
all of
What's that,
Barca's
man?
losses this year came at home,
Nice.
so maybe they're better away.
Told you, bro. They don't have a good home record this season.
So their home record is worse than their away record, and you're expecting them to play
All right, what's
better
your
in the home
prediction?
league.
Hurry up.
Huh?
I've heard enough for you. What's your prediction?
No, I'm just saying. Why do you expect them to play better in the home league?
Because I believe in.
They're worse.
I believe in my Blaugrana.
As Matthew said, no Pedri, no De Jong, two of their top players. Yeah, they got Yamal. Okay, nice. But I see extra time in this game. I'm going to go Napoli.
So you're copying Matthews. So original. What a whoop-de-doo.
There's only two options, man.
Yeah, I'm
Extra
copying.
time?
Is there only 2 options?
You said extra time.
Okay, extra time, but then who wins that?
Okay, yeah, but he's copying him.
Although there's some moments where I
Hurry up. We all know you're saying Napoli.
take
Come on,
Matt's
so obvious.
take Matt's opinions into small amounts, but
That's insane.
there's times where
What is he taking in small
there's-
amounts of Matt?
there's times where Matt speaks as the truth, man. He's a truther sometimes. So
Truth, right?
sometimes he speaks facts, and sometimes he's realistic.
He's the
where
truest.
he realized that Barcelona is not at their best moment. Really dependent on a 16-year-old to have man of the match performances week in, week out. I just don't see it.
I could have guessed.
I can see. I'm going to see extra time, penalties.
Could have guessed.
Penalties.
I could have guessed Dan's and Spatties without anyone saying a word.
Barca fans going against his own Barca
I
fan.
already knew Matt's too, and it's kind of disgraceful.
Disgraceful, right?
I'm gonna go.
You've disappointed me, to be honest.
I'm gonna go Napoli. I'm gonna go Napoli.
James?
Me personally,
He's a Barcelona vibe.
I think, when you're able to field players like Gundogan and
It's
Lewandowski,
penalty.
who, have been there before, I think you have a good chance of winning. And I think cheeky one in this one, I think Joao Felix has a good performance, I think, off the bench, who can really makes a difference in this game here. Maybe
Look at the camera when
even
you're talking.
scores the game-winning goal.
That guy's a bum, bro.
Joao Felix game-winning goal. We can clip this right here.
How many times have you said that?
What? Clip it? I'm always right. Yeah, I think Barca will narrowly edge this one. It's not going to be, a lot between these two teams. I think it'll be maybe like a 2-1 Barcelona win. Maybe a penalty in there too.
Damn.
In the refs? We did find out that all the refs are Barca
Here we
fans.
go.
Nah, it's false,
That's
bro.
That's been confirmed.
100% false.
next matchup: Arsenal Porto.
This is actually a good one. I'm actually looking forward to this one. I really hope Porto win, or just stick it out and just tie, because they are up 1-0 right now. But Arsenal's gonna come up firing. They've been hot form. They got 0 shots on net last game. Ooh. I think Arsenal win this 3-0.
Yeah.
The second leg,
Staple.
or 3-1 or something. They're gonna score 3. That's what I'm trying to say.
What do you think? Joe?
I think for me personally, I'd love to see Arsenal go through because I think it'll be great for the next round. But I honestly just don't think they care enough. I think Arteta and Arsenal's goal, I think, is solely to win the Premier League. I don't think they care about competing on all fronts. I think the Premier League is their focus. Yeah, they've been smashing teams in the Premier League, but we've seen before that league form doesn't always translate to European form. Porto got that sneaky 1-0 win. We've seen how well they were able to defend in the first leg. And I think this one will honestly end in a draw, but that will see Porto go through to the next round.
They just gotta watch Galeno. That guy's on.
Right?
It's crazy, bro. I was thinking the same thing because I feel like, I said Arsenal are winning the league, right? And they don't have that UCL pedigree. They're going to get knocked out this round. Sergio Conceição is going to play the lowest of low deep blocks this game.
Pepe's going to have the gloves on.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
And they're going to scrap their way to a 0-0 and go through like that, bro.
Yeah.
I agree.
Gunners, easy.
Why?
Because it's at the Emirates, correct?
Yeah.
Champions League nights at the Emirates. Beautiful.
I don't really recall many, but
No, I remember back in the day, they wouldn't necessarily win the games, but it was a good environment.
I'm sure it'll be a good environment. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
We're doing upset this round, and Arsenal's going to be the upset, getting knocked out.
No, Arsenal's going to win the football game.
Maybe.
They're going to win the football game 2-0.
Maybe.
We'll see.
And that's my stamp. Boom.
We'll see.
Big stamp.
Didn't we say this last year where Arsenal need to focus in the league? They're not going to be,
Europa League, yeah, and they did.
didn't they get knocked out by Frankfurt?
Yeah.
And then they focused on the league, and then what happened?
They lost. Maybe sometimes
They
more
got knocked out by
football is better.
PSV, I think.
PSV
Not
knocked
Sporting?
No, it was a Portuguese team. I'm
out? It was
pretty sure.
Sporting. It was
Was it
Sporting. It was
Sporting?
Sporting. I thought it was Frankfurt. but it
Maybe
was Sporting.
PSV was the year before.
Hey, they're going to get knocked out by another Portuguese team, bro.
Didn't Sporting score a goal from half to win it?
Yeah, they did. Didn't Edwards score on them? think first leg.
Raheem Edwards, yeah.
But Porto gonna defend like crazy. They're not gonna win.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a boring game.
Pepe's gonna be in there. It's either gonna go one of two ways. Like Porto are gonna scrap it out for a draw, or Arsenal are gonna slap them like 6-0.
Yeah.
I think honestly, call me crazy, it all comes down to one man,
Havertz.
Kai Havertz.
He's been formed, but
He's been
You
informed.
might be a little shy UCL night, bro.
You think?
You might be shy Havertz, not Kai Havertz.
Game winning goal in the final though.
Hey, maybe.
I got a side question for you.
For me?
Side
Side
question.
For me?
Yeah, side question.
For me personally?
Yeah.
DLC.
Bigger.
Hey yo.
Or thicker?
No.
Girth or
Bigger. Bro, what are you talking about? Bigger youth talent. Kai Havertz or Florian Wirtz?
A 6-foot Kai
Who's
Havertz
bigger, bro?
or
5'8".
5'8".
It's tough because Wirtz had that injury. Kind of seen him out for a time, but Wirtz.
Really?
Wirtz is
Where's the biggest?
Bro,
Wirtz is-
Kai Havertz are setting records as a youth player.
and Wirtz is breaking them.
Really?
Yeah, he's been cooking, man. I think this year he has like the most GA like under 21 or something like that. So don't quote me on that. Stat might be wrong. But he's been cooking this year, and I think what he possesses is that his IQ is like next level. Like Havertz is a very intelligent player. Don't get me wrong, but Wirtz has his IQ is like at the next level. And he's just, what I love about him is he's cheeky. Like he's so talented and he knows it. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the goal he scored against Karabag.
No.
On the breakaway,
Oh, the one
you can finish it any way you want.
Yeah.
And he just decides, I'm just going to dink the keeper. I don't care that if I miss this, we're going to lose the game. I'll just dink the keeper. Like, he's just so cheeky and he knows it. And he scores those goals that just ooze talent. Whereas Havertz, I think, is maybe more... He's more of your typical German player, or he's more efficient. Where Wirtz is not your typical German player. He's just pure talent. So I don't know. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Wirtz because I'm a sucker for talent.
You're just a sucker.
Good shout.
Sucker for talent, man.
Good shout.
What were we talking about again? Oh yeah,
Arsenal.
Dave. Who's winning?
Come on, boys. Look what I'm wearing, man.
What are you wearing, man?
Some marble-esque.
The bloody gun has lads. Come on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 4-0.
4-0,
Telling you now. Easy win. Porto scored a banger of a goal. That's not happening again.
God, I know.
Yeah, but Arsenal also didn't score any goals.
Arsenal also didn't have a shot.
What did they play again? What did they play?
They're playing at the Emirates.
Exactly. So nice your beak, boy.
He's a really home banter kind of guy.
We're coming home.
We're coming home, eh?
They're playing home while they're winning.
Coming home, boys.
Yeah, they are going home.
So those are Tuesday's fixtures. Now we're leading into Wednesday's fixtures. The first one up is going to be Inter versus Atletico Madrid, which is also another good one. That one ended up 1-0 for Inter.
I love
They're
champions.
not going to be playing now in the, what is it called now? Not Wanda.
The Civitas Metropolitano.
Metropolitano.
They
something.
changed the name?
Yeah, they
The
changed
new
it.
sponsor?
Yeah, Wanda got removed like last year.
Oh.
Damn.
One from.
For the odd parents.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be playing in Madrid. Your thoughts?
Okay, go Dave. You started off. Arsenal brat.
Atletico are losing.
Oh,
It's obvious. Come on. It's gonna be. What was the score for the last one?
1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
should have been way more, man.
Yeah, that's why.
Inter killed them. I don't know if that's the title
It's
should
gonna be
be
1-0 again. Watch. 1-0. Inter Miami.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been really tough this year to bet against Inter.
Mhm.
Give me a draw. I'm gonna go for a draw, but obviously that sees Inter go through. And I think they'll be okay with that. Inter, they're obviously balancing a lot of competition still.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
And Atleti, they haven't been impressive really this season in some ways. Like they've been struggling a little bit in the league. I'll take a draw and I'll take Inter into the next round.
Yeah, I got Inter going next round. Lautaro didn't play on the weekend, which showed what Sanchez started for him, and this guy got an assist. So everywhere on the starters, bench players, these guys have talent all over the place. So
Yeah.
they have too deep of a squad to lose against Atletico, especially if they get scored on. I see them scoring more than one goal Inter.
Damn.
I think it's gonna be either 2-1 or 2-0 for Inter Milan this game.
Wow.
Sanchez.
Atletico Madrid are 2 wins in the last 9 games.
Yeah.
In all comms.
Yeah.
But
Champions League form goes out the window.
Griezmann,
that we've learned
Griezmann
that
is
so many
injured. He's
times.
not
Easy, good,
playing.
easy.
Griezmann's not playing?
No, he's been sprained ankle.
Oh, it's done.
You know
It's
that?
done.
Yeah, so
It's done.
their form has been really poor. Again, I feel like Inter have this one. Inter have this one.
I think it's got to be an easy win for Inter. They have 11 goals in the last 4 games. Atleti,
Yeah.
like you were saying, they lost to Cadiz this past week. Only beat Betis 2-1, then lost to Bilbao 3-0. Not the best form coming into this. Inter, on the other hand, 4 wins, 11 goals, past 4 games. Like the rest of the key players during the weekend too. If anything, it seems like it's deadlocked for them to win. I got them 3-1.
Yeah.
I love Inter this season. Obviously, they have like so many fantastic players: Jan Sommer, Alessandro Bastoni, Federico Di Marco, Nicolo Barella, Lautaro Martinez, Marcus Thuram, Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Players?
A lot of great players. I named great players, didn't I?
Not
one.
really.
I missed a few. You have Carlos Augusto as well.
You're missing the best.
You have
center
Tejan
back.
Buchanan.
That's the CDM.
Might as well name the whole 23.
You have
at this
Denzel
point.
Dumfries. A lot of great players.
Yeah.
But I got Atletico.
Well,
Wait, don't.
Wow, where'd that come?
I do.
What
I
do you
do.
mean, Nudie?
Why?
As good as Inter have been this season, I think Atletico pull one out of them like they did against Liverpool a couple of years ago. You know the one I'm talking
Just a
about.
cheeky
the,
one.
The Morata breakaway slide.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite celebration of all time.
Of all time.
Of all
What
time.
was it again?
Of all time. He scored the breakaway. He goes to the Atletico away section. He gets on his knees and like he goes like this, and then he's like. It was so like I got goosebumps
It was
watching
huge.
it.
Yeah. Morata's
Gucci's,
low
huh?
key huge. Like if you really think about it, Morata's huge. He's huge.
And,
Man.
and
bro?
what was so good about that game? It was the last football match before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So like it hit dead, bro.
yeah,
he
yeah.
caused COVID.
And everyone wanted Liverpool to lose that game.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted Liverpool to lose that game because everyone was hating on Liverpool at that
Yeah.
point. And Atletico went to Anfield and just did a madness, and that's what Atletico is gonna do to Inter.
Interesting.
You heard it here first.
We'll see about that.
And last but very not least, we have the one and only Dortmund and PSV ended up 1-1. They're playing in Holland, Netherlands. What are your thoughts?
Damn,
No, they're
dude.
playing.
They're playing.
Germany.
They're playing in Germany.
Oh no, they are playing Germany. Sorry, I'm looking at the last game here. They're playing
Yeah.
in Germany.
Yep.
Alemania.
Yep.
Tell us, bro.
This is the spotlight's on you.
Speak.
Yeah, we're not saying anything. You're
Oh, I
just-
thought
you're
we.
talking for all of
I
us.
thought we were going in order.
You're talking for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what more could be said, right? PSV are a great team. They've been having, still undefeated in the league. Peter Bosch, good coach, some great players in that side. But with all that being said, Dortmund home, bit of a fortress. Finally now just getting some players back from injury. Daniel Malen has been in absolutely sensational form. One of the best players in 2024. So with that being said, Dortmund win. Give me like a 2-1. 2-1 Dortmund win. And we head into the next round. And that'll be our only bright spot of the season.
Damn.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just gonna go Dortmund.
No Schlotterbeck is big, but
Yeah, he's a little bit of a doofus at the back. Though,
and
so-
Kobol's back, so
Yeah, I think Kobol's gonna be probably the main part. He's probably one of the best goalies in the group stage.
he's the best goalie in the world. But
One of the best goalies in the world, sure. Yeah, I'll go Dortmund too.
Yeah.
I think that they should. I don't think should. They should have beat them last game too.
I know.
They just
There was like at least 3 opportunities that were Malen could have scored.
And there's that penalty.
if it's anything, if it's anything like the first leg, like it's a wrap.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm going Dortmund as well. Gotta represent my boys.
Glazing.
Me and Dave are
Like-
glazing each other on the couch over here.
My guy
We look after each other.
I'll just play Yamal right here too.
Your turn.
Call me Raven. Because I just had a vision, bro. Serginho Dest whipped pass into a bullet header by Luke de Jong.
And then
Luke
Dude, Barca boys.
Luke with 2 U's coming in. Boom.
Yeah, hey, it can happen.
Putting a dagger in the yellow and black
But is this
hearts.
does Serginho do step overs to get to that cross?
100%,
Yeah.
bro.
And he,
Turn Jay on.
Step
Yeah.
overs. He's gonna be playing on left back, so Trivela cross right
Yeah.
into Luke de
and
Jong.
he absolutely
bullet header,
duns
bro.
Marius Wolf.
I'm talking
Yeah.
Drogba-esque bullet header, bro.
Hey, it can happen, man. We've been getting dunked on all season by big strikers. So
1-0, 87th minute, bro.
wouldn't be surprised.
No,
Play a
look.
freaking brick at the back on him.
Ooh.
Sule.
He doesn't win headers, dude. He just runs. Sue. And does goal line clearances.
He's thick though.
He's so overweight. It's crazy.
For me, IMHO, it stands for in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Thanks.
I would
For those watching and listening,
I would think that Dortmund's gonna win.
Yeah.
Simply because I think Sancho's gonna get a GA.
Bro, I got a bum, bro.
Let's hope so, man.
I think he's gonna get a GA. I don't know
need
if
it.
it's a goal. I don't know if it's an assist, but it's a GA. That's me.
But yeah, folks, when this airs, obviously some of the games will be passed on, but these are going to be our early predictions here for these matches. Yeah, Champions League, we love it.
I love
Live
it.
it. Breathe it.
Love it.
I don't mind it.
best when you're in it.
Yeah, I know why.
Can't wait till the next round when all your clubs are out as well, and we're gonna all be
That's
watching
crazy.
together in unison.
Wouldn't be my club.
I got one more side question for Chris.
Another
Side quest.
Side question.
Just unlocked it.
Is Paul Pogba guilty? Yes or no?
Bro, I'm not answering that. No comment.
Why, bro? You was attorney or
No
something,
comment.
bro?
No comment.
What do you mean?
No comment.
I'll wait for my lawyers.
Are you
Yeah.
affiliated with the case?
I'm not. If I speak,
If I speak, bad things will happen.
Not guilty.
If I speak, I'm in big
I'll
trouble.
step in. He's not
Big
guilty.
trouble.
Juve are framing him.
Why?
Why?
They don't want to pay his
Why?
wages.
Are they that broke, bro?
I saw it all over Twitter, man. People are making those accusations. Obviously, you don't know for sure. But honestly, if there was a single team in world football that would conjure up a scheme to not have to pay their highest paid player who's not playing football, it would be none other than the Juventus Football Club. Tell me I'm wrong.
And Barca.
How much does he make a year?
Highest paid player, am I wrong?
What
over 10. I don't know the exact amount.
10's nothing, bro.
For Juve?
Juve's a
For
lot.
Juve, it's a
bro.
lot.
Any
10
count.
They didn't even want to pay the ball at 12
Bro, like
because they
Sergio
thought that was
Roberto's
too-
making that much, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not brats. So
That's why you guys are in the situation that you're in.
But Sergio Roberto
Shout out
plays
Bartomeu. Sergio Roberto?
when picked.
Barely.
He's
And he-
available.
And he plays well. He
Yeah.
plays well.
He's available.
I
He's going to
guess.
score the winning goal
He's
against
our
Napoli.
gaffer, bro.
Huh.
He's available.
I see that again, bro.
I'll just say, I love Pogba, but like, we just gotta remember what his brother did to him, you know. So maybe if that has anything to do with like the bad things that's happened with Pogba, maybe he is guilty. I don't know.
You think? So you're saying you love Pogba, but you love Juve more.
Of course, I love you more. What the heck?
Okay. That's a good way to put it.
You heard it here first.
But I love Pogba, man.
Forza
Doofus
Juve.
works himself.
Forza Juve. They will be back next season and they will win Serie A
Nothing.
next season. You guys can clip that from this episode here and we can watch it back next year in about 14 months as we watch Juventus lift the Scudetto.
And the CL.
Okay. You're getting ahead of yourself now.
Let's not get crazy. They're going to get knocked out on the group stage, but they will win the Scudetto.
No, they won't get knocked on the group stage.
Have a nice.
We're the culture.
Have a nice.
Alrighty, boys. Thanks again for tuning in. For all those who reached to this far, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment because Dave is a brat.
Wow.
Barca losing tomorrow.
Sorry, here for
Hopefully.
a day.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We the culture, boys.
The culture, man.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.